Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Isaac. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I know that I am. In this video, I'm going to be talking about working out with resistance bands. Now, obviously right now it's pretty hard to find free weights. Gyms are closed, suppliers are out of stock, and people online are price gouging. So if you're like me and you just can't get access to free weights, resistance bands are going to be your next best option. They're cheap, they're versatile, and they're incredibly easy to manufacture, which means that supplying is almost never an issue. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about squats? What about deadlifts? What about these big, fundamental compound movements? Well, today I'm going to show you that you can replicate all of these movements with resistance bands. I'm going to be taking you through an essential, full-body quarantine workout. We're going to be starting off with some deadlifts. Then we're going to do some squats, some Bulgarian split squats, and then some upper body movements. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's get started with deadlifts. First, notice how I'm stepping onto the band and I'm gripping into the hoops that the band forms. I'm making sure to squeeze my lats and I'm keeping my chest up. I'm also keeping my knees right behind my toes, and then I'm pulling right back and through. You can increase the weight easily by simply adding more bands. Here I've got a green band and a purple band. Now, if you find that grip is an issue, like I do here, you can simply buy some lifting straps, and it should fix your problem. Now, you can also do sumo deadlifts by stepping into the side of the bands and then pulling from the middle. I find that this exercise tends to work your hamstrings and your glutes a lot more than a conventional deadlift, but I'm not very good at this exercise, so let's move on to squats. Notice how I'm stepping into the bands and I'm putting the band on the meaty part of my back. I see a lot of people online sort of wrapping the band around the back of their neck, and with that band placement, I find that at heavier resistances, it restricts oxygen to your head and you feel like passing out. Now you can see here that my form isn't perfect, but I think it'll improve over time. And again, like the deadlift, you can simply add more bands to increase the resistance. You can see here that I've changed out of my sleeveless shirt and into something a little bit more classy. The bands will irritate your back and arms, so wearing something long sleeve is a good idea. And Bulgarian split squats we're doing here, probably one of the most underrated exercises. You don't really need as many bands for this one. I find that just a bit of resistance is good enough. And like the squats, you can see that I'm putting the band on the meaty part of my back. And lastly, upper body. Here you can see that I'm supersetting some cable rows with push-ups. With the rows, I'm really working on engaging my back and really pushing the intensity. And then with the push-ups, I'm using the bands for some extra resistance. And lastly, we can finish up our workout with some shoulder presses. I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you found it educational, and I hope that you too can get into shape using resistance bands.